All right. Hi there. My name is Gabe Belanger, and I am wanting to talk to you guys about AI productivity. Um, find out where your business can use it. So, really, AI is got a lot of promise, but how can we apply it to our business right now? And I just wanted to mention I am going to be joined here by Yancy, and Yancy has worked as an account manager. Maybe you can say a little bit of your background and your take on AI as we go through.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me. My background is in account manager as different line of business, customer service, sales in different accounts. So I'm really happy to stay here with you today and
Yeah,
share
and
more about the AI.
I want to hear kind of how you look at it from your point of view. So to start out with AI productivity, so without AI, your business is dead in the water. So this is what I feel. You're going to work more hours. Your customers will go elsewhere, preferring a better customer experience. Your operating costs will increase. I know a lot of people have seen that now, and you'll no longer be competitive. That your business is dead in the water without AI. What do you say to that, Yancy? Sound right? Sound a little funny? What do you think?
Well, I think that I'm not entirely convinced as
Hmm.
AI could be a great tool for different line of business or different businesses, but also it's taking away the human intelligence in all aspects, like taking some jobs from people.
Hmm.
Definitely, there are good things and bad things, but that's what I think so far.
Yeah, and I kind of agree about AI not ever being able to replace a person. AI will also take over jobs. That's inevitable. And what this presentation is about is we're really focusing on the business owner and like staying in business, staying competitive, having a business in the first place. And some of these tough decisions people have to make are going to be on the horizon. But an easy decision, in my view, is to move forward with AI. Without it, your business is going to be dead in the water. Um, you must start adopting AI now. Okay, why? You're already behind. People have been doing this for a long time. AI, 5 years, in that area, people have been applying AI. Changes to business operations take time. I bet you've seen that yourself too, Yancy. If you want to make a huge departmental change or a huge process change, it takes time, right?
Yes, it does. It's a lot of productivity involved and efficiency analysis and insight. Definitely, it's a lot of changes.
Yeah, we can't just say, oh, we're going to start a new way to deliver our product and not consider everything and impact to people and make sure people follow the new way and things like that. So, yeah, so step one is really to target an area for an AI upgrade. Step two is to digitize this area of your business. Why do you have to digitize it? Because AI is not a genius. It needs digital. It needs something to be fed into it that's digital. And then step three is to plan and implement the AI upgrade. And the biggest point I'd like to make here is adopt it now, do it right away, because your greatest value comes in fine tuning your AI upgrade or fine tuning your business process. If you haven't even started, you're just that much further behind. So my vision of the business vision of AI, my vision of why do we have AI? How does it work? Well, big business wants AI. So what do we do on the left side here? We have our wealthy clients paying high prices for our products. It goes into the AI system. On the other end of it, these big, huge corporations are going to want to have offshore workers getting their modest wage to do the things that require really intelligent manipulation of things that AI can't do, maybe will never be able to do. And that ends up at the bottom here with big profit. So AI is really about, you know, this relationship. It is going to be highly developed, highly financed. It's going to be a great system. So we need to be ready for it now. So let's look at the components of AI. So what is AI? Well, AI involves learning. So we can throw some documents, PDFs, and other kinds of documentation at AI. it will learn it. It'll become a master of that knowledge. And you'll see this a lot with things like ChatGPT. Um, Language, it can pretend to be a human, it can interact with you. So you don't have to go typing and searching on Google. You can just talk to AI through your normal language, like what are the top 10 reasons to, buy a minivan, things like that. And then we have thinking. So we combine all these things together, and we're suggesting that AI will be able to think and make decisions based on what it knows. And then finally, perception, perceive like a human being, look at a picture, look at an image, a digital image, and decide what it is, or be able to perceive sounds and voices and different things. So this is really what the components of AI are. It's this. We need to have the right digital inputs going into the AI system. So the reason I'm bringing this up is if your business does not have the digital inputs right now, if it's not digital in the process you want to upgrade or the area of the business you want to upgrade, it's not going to work with AI. AI is just waiting for those digital inputs, and they have to be the right kind. So these are the components of AI. Next, we need to think about AI ready for business, AI readiness for business. You need to convert your business to digital so AI can work with it. If it's not digital, you can't even start. So the real world business today needs to be converted somewhat into digital inputs if we're going to put it into AI and get something useful out of it. So AI readiness for business means digitizing those parts of your business you want AI to work on. AI is not going to be able to do anything if it doesn't get the right digital inputs. And if it's not digital, if it's something you're doing by hand, or you have, for example, receipts that you need to get in as expenses, a paper receipt does nothing for AI.
Right.
So we've seen the benefits of AI firsthand in our business here. So one example of that is automated scheduling. Clients can schedule our text 24/7 during their available times only. It's linked to their real calendar, and we're notified immediately from all platforms, whether it's chat, website, social media, email, etc. Um, we were surprised when we first did this years ago how many clients appreciated it. They felt like it saved their time, and they now
Yes.
schedule quickly. Sometimes we'll just send in an email and they will schedule something right away. And the other thing is, we've expanded this to be used with vendors and internally. So if somebody wants to speak to me about purchasing a product and I'm interested, I'll send a link. They'll just schedule me to do a quick call. Um, we have way less discussion, um, much faster scheduling since we've moved to this. So I'm going to suggest that it saves about 5 to 10 hours per week. And Yancy, what do you think about that? Do you think 5 to 10 hours a week, how much time it saves, or what do you think? You know?
I in this part I have to agree with you. I have my own business as well, and I I had a scenario where I had a promotion and I receive a lot of messages that I have to manually answer each one of them. So
Mhm.
I incorporated this AI and then I save a lot of time. Definitely. I agree that AI will definitely enhance the business in some areas. And also I need to understand more, more education on how to
Mhm.
understand how to use the tool. So I agree that 5 hours is a lot of time saved.
Yeah, and when we talk about understanding the tools, well, really, from my end as being a consultant, talking to customers about AI, I really need to understand what the business problem is, how you manage that part of the business, how you're doing it now, what you'd like to see, and then I can look at some tools that I have experience with, or even find a new tool that will work with your existing business technology. So all that goes into it, but the key missing piece there is how the business works, right? So we'll get to
Right.
that in a little bit later. So we through our automated scheduling, we don't have long conversations. We don't go on and on. What we do now is we send links through all various methods, and people just click the link and schedule. We never have to go back and forth. There was a time when we were going back and forth through email and calls, and sometimes people would book the same person at the same time, then we'd have to call and reschedule, and we would lose business that way because people thought like, well, you just don't care about your customers. So
Right.
this really helped us a lot. Next thing I wanted to go over is some big numbers for small business. So some of the big numbers for small business: time savings. Don't take it from me, right? Take it from Intuit. They did the first kind of report here. They estimate that 120 hours per year can be saved with small business by AI. That's Intuit's study. Then IDC did a study, and they said that they would expect to see a 30% increase in revenue by 2025. So increased revenue, enhanced productivity, of course. 40% productivity increase in small business, and that was a study by Accenture. So the numbers are there. People who are pushing and promoting AI in big business, they know these numbers work. They know it works. So let's look at the first approach of resolving. Let me go back here. Just want to make sure I'm on the right spot. Yeah. So the first approach to applying AI to your business, the first one is to just resolve. Look at a business goal or issue and ask these questions. So before I get to that, Yancey, can you think of a situation where, you know, in the past or maybe right now, that something that you would like to see resolved, could work better, maybe? Just what would that be? Maybe right now, today, or something that you were thinking about in the past?
Maybe with my business, like give the client the exact details of the product I have online, because find a way for them to have the real description or more details in a simple way, instead of them asking me like, how do I use this product, how does this works. Maybe that could help me to have
So
that.
which product are we thinking about?
So my business is about handmade products for skin products. So
Mhm.
those are with all the ingredient naturals, and people sometimes they're skeptical to use them, but they want to know about more, like what benefit
Right.
do I get from this, and how do I use it. So perhaps creating more tutorials or things like that, it could help me to provide or resolve that problem.
So what I could think of off the top of my head would be to feed a chatbot a whole bunch of articles and documentation. Provided all that knowledge, it then becomes a master of this type of information, all the studies and research and how it's used and what it treats and etc. And then you put that as a chat bot, put it on your website, but put it on your social, put it anywhere you want, and people can ask those questions. So when you're trying to sell the product, you can say, for way more details and learning about studies, etc., talk to my chatbot here, and then they can look at it 24/7. And the way people buy, sometimes they might ask a question, and then another question occurs to them the next day. And most people want to interact with chatbots. They don't want to spend the extra time calling to ask the question, because they can do it at their convenience, right? So that might
Yes,
be something that
makes
would help.
sense.
So your idea there was to provide a lot more detail and information about the products you sell. So if we go to, people watching, maybe their business goal or issue, we need to really ask these questions. First of all, how you envision this working in a perfect world. So I think for you, in a perfect world, people would be able to get the information they want when they're looking at your product, answer all the questions quickly and efficiently. A solution there might be a chat bot,
Yes.
and
Okay.
then they buy the product, right? How will you know it's a success? So in this case, I think you would know it's a success because you'll be getting more sales. People will not be asking you questions. The questions will actually be answered by the chatbot in that case. But the main answer there, from the business point of view, is products sell more. Um,
Right.
and how much financial gain in dollars? So how much could this help you if you were to double your sales because people had the answers properly? maybe that would be doubling your sales, right? So these are the kinds of questions we need to ask ourselves. If it was a business problem, like my customer service takes too long and people are frustrated, and I'm spending, let's make up a number, $100,000 a year. If I could use a chatbot to work 24/7, maybe I could reduce my cost for customer service down to $50,000 a year, just as an example. Um,
Right.
so another question we need to ask is, how is the business currently handling this? So in your case with the products, I'm sure you have the products listed, you have some static information about what it is, but people always want to know more about the
Right.
product. So that's where the chat would be great, because people prefer to chat and you can have way more information right at hand if we're using an intelligent chatbot. And then how much of this is digital already? Now, in this case here, Yancy, would we say that everything is digital? In other words, the product and all that is digital and it's ready to go. Like it could be upgraded right now. Is that fair to say? Or
No, I mean, I still have to work on many things. As my business is small, so
Mhm.
sometimes this is a problem, that if the business is small, you don't have that many people working for that, and
Right.
we could lose the focus on that. But yeah, so I think that definitely, like I said before, it's an area that I need to learn more about the AIs, get more education and better understanding of the tools, for definitely use them and improve my business.
So if we think about the products that you're selling, are these being sold online?
Yes.
Okay, so when I say, like, is it ready to be AI upgraded? I guess what I mean is, if I put a chatbot on your product, on every one of your products, and it's the same chatbot that has a wide knowledge base of maybe 50 products, would that be a solution potentially? So people can go to your product, click to chat, and ask all the questions and get all the information they need before they buy. Is that fair to say, or
Yes,
would that not work?
I think it will work definitely, because
Mhm,
currently some of them, they call me or they text me, so I think it would be great to have that automation there, and
mhm.
find a and providing more details so they can feel comfortable by getting a product that satisfy their needs.
Yeah, instead of buying it and then saying, "Oh, this doesn't work for me." Just
Right.
recently, I bought a cell phone case, and they said it was glow in the dark, and it looked black. And when I bought it, it's not glow in the dark; it looks purple. And my wife said, "Well, that's a girl's cell phone case." I'm like, "Oh boy!" So now I pretty much have to return return it. But anyway, so what I was trying to get at there was, is it all digital right now? In other words, I think the product online? Is it something you can just click to buy? Is it that kind of thing?
And some of them, yes, but some
Ah,
others, no.
okay. So the products that are online right now, we could just attach a chatbot to. So they're digital. They're ready to plug into AI. But the other products, we would have to digitize those and then plug in that same chatbot. So that's kind of the questions that we need to ask ourselves when we have a business goal
Yes.
or issue. So I'm glad we kind of went through that. So the other way of doing it is to just say, okay, well, I don't have a particular. Maybe I have a lot of, but why don't we just think about what AI can do for me right now? So let's explore some of the AI productivity opportunities. So, in the future, I'm quite sure we'll be hearing AI upgrades and AI productivity opportunities a lot. So, some opportunities, training and development. This is just a huge area that I think is not being handled in a very streamlined way. So there's a lot of opportunity, I think, there to make sure your staff are trained, especially new hires. Document approval workflows. We use a system in Computer Geeks on Call that has really made this work a lot better and a lot more efficient. So, how are you doing that right now? Would it apply? I'm not sure. Vendor management, sourcing, vetting, and managing relationship with suppliers and vendors. Let's move on to some more AI productivity opportunities. Marketing campaign execution, planning, executing, and analyzing marketing campaigns. This can all be brought into AI quite easily. because it's digital. Most of it's digital. It's probably a matter of connecting it. And then employee offboarding and onboarding, I'm going to just guess that a lot of this is manual, done by hand, done in person. Maybe that could be moved to videos and have a system track, where you are as you progress. Meeting coordination, scheduling, organizing, and preparing for meetings. Not only can we have scheduling automation, but we can also have a system of tracking what's said in the meeting and then sharing it with all the members of the meeting, which I use. More tools, automated customer support. So this would be the AI powered chatbots. They can handle customer service inquiries, many things. It can be done on your website, on social media. It can even be done on a Facebook ad, all kinds of things. Social media management, I think that's a little bit of a no-brainer. Connected into an AI system that can schedule and manage the posts. Financial management, AI-powered accounting software can automate bookkeeping tasks. Just recently, we've switched. We were doing an automated way to handle bills and receipts, and now our vendor is going to put our bills right into our accounting system directly. It has a method to put all the numbers in, so we're not going to do any manual receipt or bill entry. Inventory management, of course, there's a lot of manual work being done there. Market research, there are lots of small tools out there. They can just pay a service for. Look at people in your category in your city. How is it working for them? What's the social media listening telling us about them? And then website optimization. So the website's digital, right? So we do have a variety of AI tools that can do all kinds of things to optimize the user experience, get more traffic, etc. And skipping right along here, lead generation. We can identify potential leads based on demographics. So we know in Facebook, that would be a huge part of it. Expense tracking, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. So a lot of expense tracking is manual in a lot of businesses. Maybe it's not completely manual, but parts of it, maybe you're not getting all of the categories you want of your expenses properly inputted. Marketing optimization or marketplace optimization. So this would be, if you're doing online sales, different ways of testing the way it works, and then intelligently fixing it instead of going in yourself or paying someone to do that kind of work. So you can kickstart your AI productivity today with our roadmap to AI. So if you just click this link, now, I know you can't click it, but if you go to the description of this event, you can click this link to submit your business goal or issue to me so I can provide a roadmap to AI. I just have a few quick questions and I ask your email address and then I get back to you. So that's how I can help with this. I spoke to a woman recently, a couple days ago, her and one of her top managers, and she was saying that she spends 8 hours a week doing social media, and I think her manager spends a few hours a week as well. And I said, well, why can't we just outsource that? Why can't we help you out by getting someone to manage the creation of this content, and all you do is approve it. So maybe your 12 hours a week between the two of you is now an hour a week to just go through approving the social media. And I mentioned the fact that AI can even generate images, it can generate copy, the wording, and all these things. And she was very skeptical. She told me she was skeptical about AI at the beginning, but when I brought it down to the real situation of you're working maybe 8 hours a week to do this, and I was just trying to say you can do better with AI. Like right now, maybe we can cut that down to 1 hour a week instead of 8. As a business owner, I'm sure she could be doing other things. Okay. So
Yes.
the last thing I wanted to mention here, Yancy, is um, what would be some of the drawbacks if you were looking to AI? Like, what are some of the reasons why you're not considering it right now? You know?
Well, like I said at the beginning, there are things like this client you mentioned they're skeptical to do. So perhaps it's lack of knowledge or lack of more education, as you mentioned, about the AI, how they work. And also, we have to run in through additional expenses. Some of the AI, you need to pay for it.
Right.
to get the whole service. And you're I'm in my case, I'm investing more time to do this, like educate myself and find better ways to do that. So it's a whole process. So I think that education is one of the things. Lack of knowledge how to use the AI. There are a lot of things going through social media explaining how to use it, a lot of demos and a lot of things, but they do not show the entire way how to use the app. So you still need to sit and read and understand. So that's my big roadmap right now.
Yeah. So you know what I'm trying to suggest here is that you know, maybe you're going to run out of time trying to research and learn all these things. Maybe you're going to take a long time trying to connect these things up and get them to work with your technology. Maybe some of your products, like you mentioned, they're not digital right now. You're going to have to put the time in to make them digital, put the whole thing together, and then once you've got that business process working, oops, maybe there's a few things that don't work properly. You're going to have to spend the time to work it. So what we can do is we can just hear, you know, the situation you're in right now. What you had mentioned is some products are digital, some are not. So the first step there, make all the products digital. Next
Hmm.
step is, you know, what's the best way to provide information to the consumer on these products. So, you know, just off the top of my head, feeding a ChatGPT chatbot all the articles and information related to the products make a lot of sense. And instead of,
Right.
you know, investing a huge amount, you could say, well, maybe I'm just going to do it. Maybe I'm just going to apply it for this one product and then
Hmm.
run it for a month or two and then compare it. Is anybody actually using this? Is it working better? Maybe you're going to have to go back and say, oh, there's other things I have to improve, or I'm not getting enough traffic to my product. So there's a whole long process, but the biggest thing is that we as business owners, we usually run out of time, and then these problems linger and they go on, and you just don't reach your goal. And in the meantime, with AI, there are others who are doing it right now, and they've
Hmm.
already been doing it for years, and they refine the process. They're so far ahead, it might just be too hard to catch up. And then you actually have to look at maybe even a new product or a new business because they've sewn it up. You know, nobody is
Yes.
coming after Microsoft and saying, oh, we're going to provide a better product than Microsoft. No one's even trying to do it because they're
Hmm.
too big and they're too good in their main areas of concentration. So
Right.
yeah, so that's some of the things that I see is just, you know, if we wait too long, it might just be something we can't even compete with in the not too distant future. So
Yes. I that Thank you very much for sharing those
mhm.
ideas. I really appreciate having this conversation, and of course, it's helping me to gain more knowledge and improve my business. It's opportunities, looking for opportunities to grow. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, and maybe we'll see you again next time, and we can talk about our next topic. But I want to thank everybody for spending the time. I don't see any comments here, so I think I'm just going to end it now. And please do take advantage of the link in the description of this video, where you can just let me know how you'd like to maybe address a problem or reach a business goal with AI. Just a quick explanation. Give me your email, and I'll email you back some ideas, and we can see what we can do. There are a lot of free and free to try AI tools. So a lot of AI right now is not too expensive, but getting it to fit into your business, that seems to be what's holding a lot of people back. So,
Right.
all right, I guess we're good
Well,
to end
thank
it
you.
off. So I'll see you later, Nancy.
See you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay.